Greetings everybody, AMR here, and this is a quick video just trying to hone in on that 7 in the first position. So this is the 7 in the first position, and it skipped periods. The last time it got hot was back in, this was September 21st, 2018. It hit in the evening here, and this gray signifies 4 cold periods. Now you didn't have a hot skip here, okay, but it came in reverse. Now I would have been looking hot skip. I don't have any bets here. This is where I put my bet areas. I mean my guesses. So it came in 9, and then after the 9, I would start looking for the hot skip again. It didn't come in hot skip. It came at 4, but then after the skip of 4, you had a hot skip. It repeated. Okay, so that was the first position repeat. Now this is my first position repeater chart here, or drawing sense hit chart, and you can see after 11 games, yes, the first position, this is P1 here, this is P2 and P3 for position, and DR is double repeat. So it came in here and it repeated, and then it had symmetry. It went 4-4, and then it got cold again. So right now this streak, okay, this streak has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Now after it has the streak, I reset the dormant period count. Okay, so this is number 7 again. So it hit after 25 games. This little red box here signifies I was making a guess here. Okay, and I had 7XX and 73X over here. That's what I guessed, and what came out was well, 190 came out here, and then the 7 came out the next drawing. Came out 708. So I was wrong with the pair, and the 0 here is a symmetry 3-4. So you had 7-0, and the 8 here was a long skip, 16 games. So after this one hit, it had a reverse correction, all right, and it had 6. So I would have looked here after this 6. I would have looked for a hot skip again, and I didn't make any bets under here. And this is where I was trying to look at the pairs as far as what was due, any 7-8, and and these are the doubles. So you only had 2 hits in this little correction, I guess, because it's not a streak. This correction, and then after 12 games, you had it hit again. The number was 701. So the 70 from the 708 returned exact, and the 0 here, you can see this is a streak. After this third cold period, you had 3, 4, 6, 3, 3, and then 4, 0, 1. So this was hot. So here, this white means hot for the second position. Here, pink is hot for the first position. So it hit again here again after 12 games. Okay, and then it had another reverse. At 4. Okay, so I would have looked for the hot skip, and the hot skip basically is a trend reversal or the technical correction, but I like to call it hot skip because it's skip 0, 1, 2, or 3. Okay, and that is where I begin my wagering strategy. We have to wager for those 4 games to see if you get the hot skip, but you can see that the reverse pattern has been the trend. Okay, because back here you had an intermediate reverse here. It came in at 9, okay, but it came in reverse, all right, or sometimes I like to say back door, where a trend reversal, technical correction, would be front door and reverse is back door, because when you come in the reverse of a house, that's in the back, okay, as a kind of visualization to help remember. So after this second cold period, after 12 games, it came in reverse. So after this reverse, I would have looked for a hot skip. I would have looked for the 7 here to repeat, looking at this position 1 of the repeater chart, it would have been at 15 games, and it looks like the first position has gone cold with repeating. So I probably would have also played heavy here, thinking that it would come back adjacent off of this 6. Okay, but so that's 2 cold periods, only 2 hits. The dormant period continues. So now you have this long exhaustion, right? I bet again here, looking for this 7 to come in around 24 games. Again, with these red boxes, that's what it means here. I also guessed the 7 here. So this was after 20 games, and these are some of the numbers that I picked: 772, 774, 761, 736. These would also be based off of the sum chart that I have over here, looking at certain sums that I thought were better than others. So 736 is sum 16. Okay, so sum 16 is over here, and so I had marked it. I thought it was going to come in, right? But again, it didn't. I like to look for it around 24, 25, 26. I have a skip chart somewhere for sum 16. I don't know. I have to find it. Everything's kind of missing because I can't really play very well at this point. But sum 16 is an exhaustion. You can see it's all the way up to here now. 73 games. All right, so I could, I'm still looking for the 7 to come in. I could go back directly to this sum 16 number that I had guessed over here. So that's one way to try to bring your numbers back, okay, or any of these numbers for that sake. I mean, for that case. So here you had the 7 again going into exhaustion. Didn't come out here, and finally came out, boom, 45. Now this is a long exhaustion period. I always had a dilemma of whether to count this as 1 or 2 cold periods, because if you, let's say, imagine this whole dormant period as 2 dormant periods, this whole 45 of, let's say, 2 dormant periods of 22 and 23, right? Then I would make this 4 cold periods, but it became too convoluted to try and determine all that. So I just left it as is. So this is, even though this is very long, it's still only counting as 1 dormant period. So now you have 3. Okay, and then again, I was making my wagers. These are the same numbers, but this 7 didn't want to come in. You could see that the 3 here was pretty hot at this time, right? But I'm still trying to focus on just the 7 because I'm trying to hone in on something. You save money in your wagering, and you hope that your charts with the 7 are really good. So I just completed one chart with the 7, and I'm happy about it. And so I'm continuing to track this 7 as closely as I can. So here you had 3 dormant periods, and now you're back here at 25. So I had wagered, or rather I had guessed, that you were going to have a 701, 773. The 7 still hasn't come. This is a small window for the 7 in the first period. I'm hoping for the 7 to hit and then get hot, have a little hot streak. The only dangerous thing is that it's been coming in reverse the last 3 streaks, and those are more costly to wager because, well, usually I drop the number after the hot skip passes because I don't like to go for the reverse. So you have, like, these are reverses. This is the number 3, came in reverse after 5 games. This is reverse. The number 1 came in after 8 games. So these colors indicate reverse. This is an intermediate reverse, and this is a reverse flag. Okay, here's another reverse flag. Here's another reverse intermediate that I have not color coded yet. So I color code this, and then there you go. So I'm looking for this 7 now. So now if you look at the position 1 repeater chart, it's getting closer to that 24 game cycle. So when that number comes out, when the 7 comes out, it could repeat, or the repeater could be, it could be for this number 2, right? You could have a hot skip after this reverse pattern. You have a hot skip, so the 2 could actually repeat, and then the 7 might not come out. You know, I'm just visualizing now. Now this second position here has been repeating. You can see the pattern in pink, right? After 44 games of the position 2 not repeating, it repeated in a upstroke flag. So here's your hot skip of 1, and then here's your upstroke in the flag, and here's your downstroke of a 2, and now you're at a 2-2 bottom. So you had the number 6 here had repeated over here. So if you consider the 6 to repeat, okay, which is a stronger pattern, it's better to look in the streak than to anticipate a streak to occur. It's like watching this 7 is dangerous because the streak, there's no streak. You're hoping a streak is going to come. Now this number 6 looks a little better based on skip symmetry because you have the 3, the 7, and now it's 3 again. And you also have this 3 here, where you would be looking for the hot skip after this skip 7. Alright, but if you consider the 7 is going to come in at skip 25, and I'm just going to look at the chart on the wall really quick. Maybe do I have the chart open here? Let me see, is the chart open? No, I don't have the chart open. But if I go to my chart on the wall, you have the 7 hitting. It can be a small window of 25 games, 26 games, 27 games. After that, it gets really tricky. It's hit a couple times at 29 and 31, but that's way back in 2016. All right, but I like it just in this little period. So if you consider that the 7, you get the 7, the fourth cold period in the 7 or dormant period, and this 6 repeats. Okay, I'm just gonna color the cold periods for this 6. So here's the 6. It had a streak here. All right, this should be blue. This is a, let me just paste special format. So there's one cold period. This is the cold period here. So one cold period, and then you had this streak, 3 hits. You see, so you had a hot skip that continued to skip down. You have 3-0. That's like the ultimate pattern that you want to find, or 3-1-0. So it's a downstroke, hot skip, and then another hot skip, right, where it's going down. And then here you have another dormant period. So it's one dormant period, and you can see that the 6 had previously repeated. So that's good. Now if you consider this 7 and you consider this 6 and you go back to this wager here, I had 2 numbers previously with the 7 and the 6. So 736 is sum 16, and then 761 is sum 14, right? So I'm going to keep those just for simplicity's sakes. And so 761 and 763. So 761. 763 is sum 16. So I'm just going to write this in here. sorry, my math is kind of retarded. Where are we? 763 is sum 16, right? That's over here. Okay, yes. 763, and the other one was 761. So that's sum 16 and sum 14. So I'm just going to go look really quick to the sums. So the sum 16, I had mentioned already that it was here at 73 games. So I'm just going to move this little red box over here just to indicate a wager. And the other one was sum 14. Now this sum 14 here, you can see it's coming in reverse, right, at 7 games. So certainly it's possible. I mean, anything's possible at this point. Here I was looking for the sum 17, it didn't come in. But the other number that I liked here was this streak of this sum 8. You can see the sum 8 after 17 games came in reverse at 5 games. It bottomed 5 games again, upstroke to 8, and now we're at 5. Okay, so I'm gonna again bring the little red box over to indicate this. I'm gonna guess here. So sum 8, the only sum 8 number is a 701. So this is what I had before, and then 701, right? So here's the 0 in the second position. You can see after 2 cold periods, it's an upstroke in the flag. It's a 0.5. Okay, this 1 here is cold. Let me just format that so it stands out. Conditional format, clear rules from selected cells. And this is 1 cold period for the 1. So you're hoping for the hot skip for the 1 over here. And the other is a hot skip here. You have of this 1, where that's 2 cold periods. So you could have a 701 here, 701, or you could have a 710, where you're having this is hot pink, and you're at another intermediate skip of 9, where 9 is symmetrical off this 7. So that's how I narrowed down my skips. I really like to have all these other charts completed, like the third. This is the third position repeat, the double repeat. I like to have all of these sums updated, so I know where the skip is of every sum, because all of these sums have to be referenced, right? You have to reference all of them to see exactly where the chances lie, right? This is the repeater chart over here. So it's been 10 games now without a double. Yeah, sorry, this is the doubles chart here. And I haven't my other doubles. My drawing since hit chart for doubles is this. Okay, and this is falling behind, so this has to be updated. So before I make any wagers, I like to have all of these charts done. I like to have all of these charts cross-referenced, and that means drawing since hit charts, long 4Bs, looking for bottoms, and so it's been 106 games since you've had a double 7. That's certainly a lot. Here you had, after 29, you had a 3-1. So, yeah, this is a lot of work to be done. So the next video I make, I hope to have all of this finished, and I'll go through each chart and show how I use them and how I cross-reference them. And but right now, my system is based on the 7 in the first position and the mirror. So I have to make all the charts for the 7. I have to do it for the mirror, and I like that because I think mirrors work. Too many mirrors, you're gonna get yourself crazy. But if I do a mirror, okay, going back to the guesses that I'm making here. All right. So for instance, if I like the 701, right, the mirror of that. Well, there's 2 mirrors. You can mirror the 1 or you can mirror the 7. All right, but some 3 is very low on the bell curve, so I wouldn't do that too much. But let's say like here, if you mirror this 7 to a 2, you get 263, right? And 263 is sum 11, which is over here, right? So I'll just put in 263, okay, as the mirror. And if I look at sum 11, I say, okay, where's the sum 11? It's been 51 games, and then I try to see if sum 11 has been hitting at 51 games. So that's one of the ways that I use the mirrors. But I try not to do too many mirrors. So let's say here, this is the 8. That's a sum 8. No, this was a sum 16. 11. Sum 11 is the mirror of sum 16 if you mirror the 7. Where are we here? 11. So that's about it. These are the wagers I'm going to probably test out. But we're waiting for this 7, and we're going to see if we can catch this 7 in a streak when it comes out, and we'll see if I can make better recommendations after all the sum charts are completed, and we'll see how it goes. So if you're watching this and you like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos, and everybody good luck.